Guys, Token Vaping. Today's juice review is on a company called All Day Juice. These are the two boxes. You've probably seen them on Instagram. They do have Facebook, they're on Twitter, and they are, I believe, on Google+. So they definitely leave a lot of ways to contact them. You can email them at info@alldayjuice.com. They are relatively new, so they don't have a they do have a website. Let me rephrase that. They do have a website at alldayjuice.com. However, it still is in the final stages of being set up, but they do have a contact page on there. You just leave like your name, your email, your contact info, and then your message. And they are pretty quick about answering back. So just because they haven't got a full setup yet does not mean that they're not trying to get their product out to you and that they won't take the time to answer your questions. So just bear with them, give them a little more time, and should have everything up and running. However, I was able to acquire one of each of their bottles to try for this sample video. This is their berry belts, and this is their grape grapple, however you want to combine it. I saved this one for the video. It's going to be a first time vape, first reaction, everything else like that. This is the berry belts. It's basically a sour strawberry belt if you've ever had the candy. It basically looks exactly like it does there, that's what the candy looks like. The box itself, that is their logo there for juice. Name of the flavor here. On the back it goes through the warning, the ingredient labels, they are based, these are made in Los Angeles, so it is going to have the California warning label that everything has to have on there. They're 18 and over. They're poison control, since nicotine can be considered harmful if it is swallowed. Their website here, alldayjuice.com, with a barcode. So the bottles are decently packaged. They don't have, it's basically what the flavor is supposed to be, is literally all that's on the box. But it doesn't have, it's not flashy, it's not cartoony, it's not campy, it's a solid overall packaging. The bottles themselves are actually pretty clean looking. They do basically match the box picture onto the label, but the label has a foil to it, so it has a reflective foil, so it actually looks really cool. As you can tell, the liquid is really clear. That was one thing that I noticed when I did open the box to pull the bottle out. It is a very clear, clean looking liquid. At least this one is. Like I said, as you can tell, this one is still sealed. I have not opened it yet. It is sealed. They do have a safety seal on them, and I will show you on the other bottle. Now, what impressed me the most about this is that they are a 50-50 blend. However, they do not vape like a 50-50 blend. I have vaped a lot of 50-50s, and one reason why I stay away from that mix combo for myself is that being that low in the VG, it really comes off as just being harsh for me, especially with nicotine. It definitely gives a little bit more of a throat hit than I prefer. So I always try to stay, by choice, I usually try to stay a 70-30 or above. However, like my videos, these are just my opinions. In no way am I trying to tell anybody how they should react to a flavor, how they should take to a flavor, what they should get out of this. This is strictly all on my personal vaping choices, but all I'm trying to do is give just an open review on specific items, whether they're devices, juice lines, things like that, to where hopefully it'll give you a little more of an understanding of what that particular item is about, so it might help, whether or not you want to give it a shot if it's not something local, or if you want to reach out to them, and find out about getting some for yourself, or have a local shop reach out to them about getting some. They do have a wholesale email address as well, so the shops can actually reach out to them directly themselves. But, I just want to make sure that, all I'm trying to do is just help more vapors find, different flavors that they may not have exposure to or may not have the opportunity to try all the time. Again, I'm not trying to tell anybody how they should feel, how they should take to a flavor, how they should be vaping. The ultimate bottom line is that vaping is definitely a better option, and that's what we're all about. So with that said, As I stated, they are 50/50s, but they vape very solid for a 50/50. They are comfortable, at least this one was. It's a very comfortable, smooth vape. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you know I am not a huge candy person. I don't eat a lot of candy, barely any actually. It's not something that I eat on a regular basis or that I pertain to. So for me, myself, this is not something that I would vape on a regular basis. It is really sweet, and it does have the sourness. However, if you like candy, if you like really sweet flavors, if you're looking for something that's a comfortable, smooth vape, this is a fantastic flavor. To be completely upfront about it, like I said, just because I don't like the flavor, it doesn't take away from the vapability of it. It is very solid. It is very smooth. There is no throat hit whatsoever from the nicotine. And that to me is very impressive. As I said, for a 50/50 blend, this is definitely the smoothest, and there you can see the nicotine on the label here. As I stated, it has the warning and ingredients, just like it does on the main box. It's one of the first times I've ever vaped a 50/50 with nicotine and had absolutely no throat hit off of that flavor. So very impressive with that. I'm going to be honest about that one. However, like I said, I'm not a candy person, so this wouldn't be my first go-to choice. However, if you like the sour candy flavor, if you like something that's really sweet just to satisfy your sweet tooth craving, you cannot go wrong with this flavor. I will say that. It is very smooth. It is very comfortable. The flavor is very solid, and it definitely is a sour strawberry belt. I mean, if you've ever had the candy, it tastes exactly like that. So good job with that one. Now, for the Grape apple, I'm going to bust this open, as I said. It is sealed here still, so that was the purpose of why I kept this open. And as you can tell, the bottom is sealed also. I don't want anybody to think I'm repackaging this. Busting the seal, and I will take this out. And also, again, basically just the same type of label that's on the box. Very clear liquid also. So these are definitely made very, very well done. I'm sure it's probably in some form of a clean room or a lab style. So they basically take the time and the attention to detail and quality assurance to do that. As you can see here, you can see the reflection on it. There is the safety seal that is on the top of the cap. So again, health and safety reasons alone, just for yourself personally, do not, if you see this being tampered with, if you see this torn, if you see this ripped, if it doesn't have any, now that you know that they do put them on their bottles. Some companies don't use them, they have other safety measures. But now that you know these bottles have them on them, if you order some, if your shop orders some, and it is not on there, or it looks ripped or torn or tampered with, or even looks something like this, to where you can tell that it's been broken or busted, it could have just been a mailing or shipping mishap. But you know what? Don't vape it. Just to be on the safe side, don't do it. It's not worth it. Reach out to the company, All Day Juice. Reach out to the shop that you got it from. Let them know what's going on. I'm sure they'll have absolutely no problem accommodating you to make sure that you get a bottle that you feel comfortable vaping. Because in the end, that's all it's about, is just safety and health. So, busted the seal on that. And I'm going to tell you off of first inhale. Grapes. And then actually, nope. You start to okay, let me rephrase that. You start to smell the grape, but then it hits the Granny Smith apple. And that's amazing to be able to get that two-tone right off the first inhale off of that. So if you've ever had like a white grape juice or even a white grapple juice, I know they do make a white grape apple juice. If you've ever smelled it, tried it, whatnot, it definitely has that smell, which is very, very impressive. So there's my cotton. It is cleaned. It is dried out real fast. The only wicking cotton that I use is Texas Tough Cotton. It's not a pansy-ass cotton ball. It's very solid, very strong, holds juice really, really well. It does not have as much of a cottony taste to it, whether it's on the first burn or multiple uses. I enjoy it very much. So if you are interested in a new type of cotton, definitely check Texas Stuff Cotton on Instagram. So with that, and actually, I need to launch this. So off of first inhale, this definitely smells exactly the way that it should, just like the Sour Belt one did, and the taste on that was on point and dead on exactly what it should have been. So if this follows suit, they have multiple pluses going for them in this 2-flavor lineup. So I only chose to keep this one for the first reaction video just because I knew, since I'm not a candy fan, trying just a couple of vapes off of that would have been enough for me. So this one, I'm hoping, I have high hopes for, I'll be honest. Just because the Sour Belt one definitely held up to that end of it. So, put this on. And as you can see right there, I'm vaping at 75 watts. This is Grape Apple or Grapple from All Day Juice. Wow. Oh yeah. As you can tell, pretty solid clouds for 50-50, and that's just it. 50-50. No throat hit, very smooth, decent clouds off of that. Very nice. Now, I will say this. I was expecting or hoping for something that was a little more natural grape apple. You definitely do taste a white grape and apple. I mean, or green grapes. You know, it's however you want to classify it. However, the aftertaste of it has a little bit more of a candy flavor. So I think that was what they were going for as far as their main flavor line. It was supposed to be more of a candy type flavor. Now, the Sour Belt obviously is going to taste exactly like the candy. The grape apple, it definitely does have, like I said, it does have the green grape apple flavor. The tail end of it, and it's not even very, very strong, but the very tail end of the vape, you kind of get almost like a Jolly Rancher style flavor, just on that very last exhale, the last little hit of the exhale. Yeah. So now between the two, I definitely can vape the grape apple. I could see vaping that, you know, regularly, especially if I want something a little bit lighter. Since I prefer more of the heavier flavors, if I want to change it up and I want to do something that has a little more of a crisp vape to it, a little lighter vape to it, I could definitely see choosing this one. I just don't know if I could vape it like heavily all day every day, just because after a while that the little tinge of the candy flavor would probably start to take a little bit of an effect on me. Regardless, either way, still a very solid flavor, definitely what it's supposed to be. I just, like I said, for me, I would definitely probably have wished that it was a little more of an actual grape and apple instead of having that little candy hit on the end. But I mean, you can't go wrong with either. If you like candy flavors, definitely check them out. If you like solid vape flavors, definitely check them out. If you don't like a heavy vape and you don't like a heavy VG mixture, definitely give them a try. You know, like I said, you can see how clear they are. They're very clean, very crisp. You know, not a heavy vape. Actually, I'm gonna do this one more time just because I can. But you know, there's not a whole lot that I can say as a con to this line. The only things I could really see anybody's saying in a negative aspect for this would either be A, you don't like candy flavors, and both of them may come off as a little too sweet. I mean, I know the sour belt is definitely candy. The grape apple might come off a little sweeter than most people would like. Or you want a thicker vape, so you like a heavier VG mixture because you want to blow clouds. So, I mean, but beyond that, they're very well done. The packaging is very solid. It is what it's supposed to be. The bottles, the labels, everything is well done. Everything is informative as far as what is supposed to be on there to ensure that you know everything that you need to know about that company is on there. Yeah, definitely very clean. And for a 50-50, again, no throat hit whatsoever, absolutely none. And clouds are pretty solid. Now, obviously, they're not as heavy as a 70-30, an 80-20, something like that. But for a 50-50 blend, that's a pretty solid cloud. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. If you're looking for something that is just a good vape, you're not going to go wrong with either of these flavors. So, All Day Juice, thank you guys so very much. As I stated, I'm not much of a candy flavor person, but the grape apple is definitely very enjoyable for me. If you like the sour belt, you definitely will like this flavor. It is very, very on point. Huge privilege, great honor. Thank you guys so very much. If you're interested, if you have a shop that's interested, if you work at a shop that's interested, definitely hit them up. They are on Instagram, they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook. They do have a webpage. Like I said, they are finishing up the construction of it, but you can leave a message and questions and stuff like that if you have them. You can reach out to them at info@alldayjuice.com. They also have a wholesale email. That's wholesale@alldayjuice.com. So definitely hit them up. They can give you all the pricing information, what nicotine levels are available for it, bottle sizes, if any, and anything that you need to work out with them that they can definitely take the time to talk with you about. But huge honor, definitely check them out. As always, guys, Token Vaping, I'm here on YouTube, Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Hit me up, comment, constructive criticism is always welcome. Like, subscribe, follow, anything. Anything that I can do to help further enhance your vaping experiences to just make it that much more fulfilling, that is all I'm about. That's all I want to do. It's not about anything else but just trying to make a more solid vaping community. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time, vape on, vape strong. Have a good night.